This is the Northwest Training and Development Team and Pathways Coronavirus Update. Today's update shares government information about the new NHS Test and Trace. The government says the new NHS Test and Trace service will help reduce the spread of the virus. They have made this graphic to show us how it works. If you develop coronavirus symptoms, you must start to self-isolate for 7 days. Everyone you live with must isolate for 14 days. Order a test straight away online or call 119 if you have no internet. If your test comes back positive, then you must complete your 7-day self-isolation. Everyone you live with must also complete self-isolation from 14 days from when you started having symptoms. The NHS Test and Trace service will send you a text or email or call you to share details of people you have had close contact with and places you've visited. It's important you share this information as soon as possible so they can advise people who you've been in contact with. You can do this online or you can do this over the phone. If your test comes back negative, you and the people you live with can stop self-isolating. If you've been in close contact with someone who tests positive, you could be contacted by NHS Test and Trace. You will be told to begin self-isolation for 14 days from your last contact with the person who has the virus. It's important you do this even if you don't feel unwell, because if you have been infected, you might not know that you have the virus. You don't always get symptoms straight away. People you live with don't need to self-isolate with you unless you have symptoms. They must take extra care to follow the guidance on social distancing and hand washing and avoid contact with you at home. If you go on to develop symptoms, book a test. Everyone you live with must begin self-isolating for 14 days. If the test is positive, you must begin a new 7-day self-isolation. Everyone you live with can complete the 14-day self-isolation they started. If the test is negative, everyone you live with can stop self-isolating straight away. You must complete 14 days of self-isolation. This is in case the virus hasn't shown up in the test. Government says it's important to use NHS Test and Trace. If you develop symptoms of coronavirus, you must follow the rules on self-isolation and book a test. If your test for coronavirus is positive, you must share information about the people you've been in contact with as soon as possible. If you've had close contact recently with someone who has the virus, you must self-isolate if NHS Test and Trace advises you to.